If you've just bought a ball machine or are thinking about buying one, or just want some good drills that you can do with your coach, then this video is for you. Now there are hundreds of drills that you can do for your footwork, your ground strokes technique, or your volleys, but today we're going to look at the tactical elements of the game. And in particular, we're going to look at set plays to maximize your chance of winning matches. So what are tactical set plays? And by the way, pro players practice them all the time. These are real-life match scenarios that they turn into predetermined routines, so they know exactly what they're doing either after their serve or the return. This takes out any indecision from your matches, and it's exactly what we're going to work on today.
Coming up, we will analyze and recreate some real points of the pros, so stay tuned.
So today, to help me out, I have my trusted Warmup Pace S Pro ball machine. Now this ball machine has been absolutely incredible for me in the last few months of use, and it comes with some great features. So let's have a look at those right now.
The Warmup Pace S Pro, in my opinion, is the best ball machine available on the market today. Driven by a high-speed silent motor, powered by an AI processor and a real-time movement tracking sensor, packed inside a small modern shell. The machine has a 150 ball capacity and is easily controlled by instantly synced remote and app, delivering truly pro performance with an 80 mph ball speed and a 60 RPS spin rate, and the ability to deliver balls at over 8 meters in height for smashes. It covers the full court with over 560 preloaded drills, with all possible customization options on every ball, like direction, ball speed, spin speed, height and depth, as well as frequency of feed. The machine also comes with 2 AI features. Through the sensors, it evaluates your position on the court for recovery trigger feeds, where the machine will only feed the ball once you reach the recovery area, allowing you to work on your technique and footwork to and from the ball. And adaptive feeding to make the feeds relevant for the level of player, whether they're positioned at the net or on the baseline.
Now what's also great is this machine comes with detachable batteries that you can charge at home, which gives you up to 8 hours of use. So all that's left to do is to put it in and we're ready to go. For the warm-up, I love using one of the AI features of the machine.
The recovery trigger allows me to warm up at my own pace, only feeding me balls when I fully recover back to the middle, so I can build up my intensity. The quicker I move, the more frequent the feeds become, so I can focus on my breathing, rhythm and timing without feeling rushed.
Now I have done an initial review of the Warmup Pace S Pro in my previous video, so go and check that out. But if you are someone that's interested about buying this great machine, then I've left a link in the description and the comment section, as well as a little special voucher for you. So use code TTT at checkout for an extra 5% off. Now the first set play we're going to look at is the out wide serve to the deuce side. From here, we're going to break down the opponent's return into just 4 options. Option number 1 is they go deep cross court. From here, you go back cross court into their forehand and you start the rally. The rally has been put into a 50-50 scenario. If you go down a line too early on this, you'll open up the court available to your opponent. So only do that if you're behind the ball and attacking. Now to make it as realistic as possible, I'm going to shadow swing my serves. I'm going to actually do the full motion, land inside the court and then anticipate whichever return is coming at me. The next option is if they go short cross court. Now here, depending on how far out wide you are, will depend on where you go with it. If they go short and wide where you've been pushed out of the court, you need to go back cross court to protect the angles and limit your recovery. Now if you go down a line on this position and you're too far out wide, they'll be able to punish you cross court because you'll have a lot of court to cover there. Now if they don't quite find that angle on the cross court, you can then go down the line and approach into their weakness, into their backhand. Now they have a lot of court to cover themselves and they're less likely to hit a good passing shot. Number 3 is the return down the line. From here, the best option is to go back cross court into the opponent's side, because here you're hitting into the space, you're making them move and you're hitting it into their weaker shot, which is usually their backhand. Here you can use either the topspin or even the slice to keep the ball low and make them hit up on the shot. And from here you can even look for your next shot, maybe your weapon, your forehand, A lot of players will do that after they serve out wide. If the ball comes to the backhand, they'll hit the ball cross and they'll hang here looking for the weapon next. And the last option is the deep middle. A lot of players will look for that position because after you serve, you have to then move back, and this makes the attacking option a lot more difficult. So by getting the ball deep into this position, they reset the point. From here, I want to get onto my forehand, my weapon, and I want to use that forehand to hit into their backhand deep. I don't have quite as much angle available to me, so I don't need to go for too much. I'm going for depth and height to make sure that I get it onto their backhand and then look to dominate with my forehand. So if you're finding this video helpful, make sure you've pressed the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future lessons. Now I've preset my machine to give me the 4 possible shots that the opponent can hit. The deep cross court, the short cross court, the down a line, and then the down the middle, the deep middle. And here you can either do it as a sequence at the beginning, so going one by one, deep, short, line, and then middle.
So here I'm focusing on getting out of the serve quickly and moving to the ball, so being quite explosive from the ground. Then, after the shot, recovering back, ready to serve again.
And after you do it for a while, you can go random. And this is where you don't know where the ball's coming, but you're starting to form those connections where you're starting to make the correct decision because the ball has gone into that position which you've rehearsed. So this improves your tennis IQ. You start to make the correct decisions depending on the shot that you're receiving. Now, if you're a tennis coach, this is a great way to set up a training session where you put the machine into a corner or in the middle or wherever you want and allow it to fire those balls, and you can stand on the side and correct them in real time and make those vital interventions. The next set play we're going to do is the wide serve on the ad side. So you're trying to get the ball into their backhand if they're a right-handed player, and then you're looking for your forehand as much as possible. So here again, they've got 4 options. So they can go down a line. From here, you're going to go cross court. This could even be a shorter cross court ball because you want to create as much angle for them, as much court coverage for them on the other side. They could also hit the ball down the middle. Usually it's either with a block or a slice, and here you're looking to get onto your forehand, and depending on how deep it is, you can either choose to go back behind into that backhand side, or if you're on top of the ball and you think you can create a little bit of angle, you can then choose to go into the cross court area, so go into their forehand. Then you've got the deep backhand. From here, I'm simply going to go back cross court. I'm not going to risk going down a line into their better side, into their weapon, where they can punish me with that cross court shot. I'm going to go back cross and say, right, you've made a good return here. I'm going to go back cross, I'm going to respect it, and I'm going to start the rally. If I've hit that shot well, I can then look for my forehand on the next shot. And lastly, the short ball. Here, I can choose to approach if they haven't quite hit it well enough. But if the ball is wide, I will go back cross court. I could even go with a little short chip slice in order to make it as difficult as possible for them to attack me on the next ball. So let's have a look at it in action.
Some of the balls you may receive will be deep or wide, so I'm trying to stay as balanced as possible and have a slight pause before the shot, ensuring I stay calm when hitting, and focus on finishing the stroke before moving off. Here I can also work on my footwork patterns, working on the mogul step or the power step on those wide balls, and then that initial crossover step for the recovery.
And I can do the same drill at random. So the sequence is randomized, the balls could go anywhere. I have to judge where the ball's going and make the correct decision. And there, the down the middle shot, I chose to make it a slice ball, so the machine is able to adapt whether it's going to be a topspin or a slice. So if I'm serving out wide with a first serve, very often it comes a chip, so it's a slice ball. So I'm working on getting low with my legs and driving it back into that backhand side. Again, on the wide one, if I'm really pushed out wide, I'm using either the topspin or also the slice to keep the ball low and cause a little bit of problems there for the other side. As you can see, this can become quite a workout. You can set how much delay, how much time you give yourself in between those shots. So there's a little bit of playing around with it to know what tempo you want to play at. Next, we're going to work on the tee serve. Now this can be done on the deuce side or the ad side. As you can see, I've set my machine in that middle position to recreate the return coming from that side. And the great thing about the Pongbot is the fact that you can set it in different locations on the court to recreate the shot coming from that location. Now here, from this return, the player can either go down the middle, so they can simply return deep middle and force you to come up with the next shot. From here, I'm gonna try and get as much as I can onto my forehand and hit the ball into the backhand side. I'm not gonna have much angle. I'm looking for depth and height here. The next one is they can hit the ball out wide to the forehand, deep. So here I'm going to go cross court and not give up too much space, because if I go down the line, because they're in the middle, they're not actually running too far for that down the line shot. There isn't that much space. So going down the line isn't perhaps the best option unless you're willing to give it a little bit more height to give yourself the time to recover. Next, they can hit it to the other side, deep out wide. And the same thing applies here. I'm going to go cross with a shot and then try and look for my weapon next. Next, they can hit the ball either short to the forehand or short to the backhand. Now here, they're unlikely to push you too far out of the court compared to when the serve is out wide because of the angle that's available to them. So here, I'm looking to come forward off the shot. I'm looking to get in down the line, which would then set up the volley for the next shot. Now, if the player has pushed me further out wide, I can then look to hit the ball cross with a lot of spin, create the angle, make them move out to that ball and make it difficult for them to hit. Now here I've set my recovery time at 7.5 seconds, and I may need to give a little bit more time for myself to recover after some of those more difficult wider, shorter balls. But you get the idea that you can practice different scenarios after that initial serve. And of course, you can do the whole thing at random. And this is a great way to actually teach yourself to look for the short ball as well. So often players land off the serve and are slow at picking up that short ball where perhaps a player hasn't quite connected with the return. And it's your job to get up to it, hit the shot with quality and approach the net. Now, if you want to get your hands on the Pongbot Pace S Pro machine, I've left a little link for you in the description and the comment section. Now let's have a little bit of fun. I've highlighted 3 real rallies of the pros that we can recreate using the machine. So here we're going to look at the rallies, and each rally here will be teaching us different things about the way that we should be playing our matches. And here you can practice this with either a ball machine or your coach. So simple 1-2 punch, backhand followed by an inside out forehand and then looking for that next volley. This is a vital play that you can use in your matches. So now let's have a look at point number 2. A great point from Grigor Dimitrov, showing the importance of waiting for the right shot, the quality of the forehand cross court, looking for the right shot down the line to then come forward and finishing it off at the net. And lastly, let's look at point number 3, a great one between Alexander Zverev and Novak Djokovic. And this one clearly shows the importance of a good cross-court shot and when to change direction. That change of direction, change of pace, and looking for that forehand, looking for your weapon at all times. Now guys, for those who have bought this machine or thinking about buying the machine, I am going to save all these drills in the database, so you'll be able to practice the same drills that I'm doing right now yourself the next time you're on court. As you can see, you can practice set plays on your serve, the return, and even within the point.
So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the video, the drills and the machine, and let me know what drills you like to do in your own trainings. Of course, subscribe for only the best coaching videos to help improve your game.